One channel, different shows, everything entertaining. Make a Path presents Let's Talk. What can we expect when The Walking Dead Season 5 returns? Let's talk. Alright, Deadheads, if you haven't seen the breakdown video of the sneak peek that we got during Talking Dead, I went ahead and did that. You could click right here and it will send you to that one. But I do want to give my opinion on what we are going to see. Now, we have to think about this story-wise. They're going to, and this is going to kind of sound like a contradiction, they're not going to show us the group just walking around aimlessly, all hope is lost, having nowhere to go. On the flip side, they're going to want us to feel like that's what our group is doing and that's how our group feels. But they can't have episode after episode of our group walking with their head down like nothing's going on. We need something driving the story. Each character is going to be dealing with their own shit. What I personally believe that is going to drive this story is getting Noah because of Beth's sacrifice, even though I don't believe that she meant to sacrifice her life. So because of the circumstance, I believe our group, with their heads down, are going to escort Noah. They're going to take Noah to the place with walls. This is what he says. He's very confident that his place is still up, running. He's probably confident that his family's still alive. That's what I feel like. And his place is going to be the Shire Wilt Estates. In the comic book, there was a place called Wiltshire. Now, they went to this place in the comic book before they went to the prison, and I know a lot of people say that Andrea and Shane, back in Season 2, went to the Wiltshire Estates, and everyone says that Kirkman confirmed it, yet I do not believe that. I'm going to put this out there right now, and I know I'm going to get a bunch of people saying, no, Kirkman said it. If there is no proof of Kirkman saying this, why are we believing this? Now, I'm not saying he didn't say it. If you happen to have that evidence or that proof, please let us know in the comments so we can finally lock down that source. That's all I'm saying. But for right now, I'm going to call bullshit on that. Anyway, long story short, I believe they do go to the gated community that Noah was talking about. I believe it is the Shire Wilt Estates. And I do believe they show it to us in the preview. This is what I talked about in the other video. They showed us a sneak peek of episode 9. Now, in that sneak peek, it looked like we got a montage of sorts of the time skip that we're going to get. And the time skip's a few weeks. That gives them ample time to actually make that journey most of the way. Our group does go there to Shire Wilt. Now, what happens at Shire Wilt? Now, this is up in the air. Most likely it's going to be a herd. I do not believe they're going to bring any human conflict in this episode at all. There's no bad guys, no villains, no boogeyman. It's going to be what we actually need at this point in time. We need the threat of the zombies back full force. Based on the comic book and the story right now, I feel that they're going to go to Shire Wilt. The herd will run through Shire Wilt. They will have to flee. I believe that Tyrese gets injured or dies at this moment or makes it past this. And they have another incident with the walkers. And it does look in the trailer, I could be mistaken, but it looks like they barricaded themselves in a barn. Now again, I could be wrong, but let's just say that they flee the Shire Wilt and all the way to the barn. And they managed to lock themselves in the barn somehow. And I think that would be an awesome idea for them to camp out for the night, knowing that there's a herd outside. And they got to go to bed, and they're talking about, how are we going to get out of this? We have a herd that just followed us here, chased us in here. They probably surrounded us. I think that's an awesome idea. After the barn, I want to say, going off the comic book, they're going to run into another character. This is the gay character that Kirkman said we were going to run into. And that character's name is Aaron. And from this point on, I feel like we're going to take a whole episode meeting Aaron and making our way to the Alexandria Safe Zone. And part of me feels that they need that whole episode to do it. And when we get to Alexandria Safe Zone, it's going to be at the end of the episode. And that way, they'll be able to give us a trailer showing us inside the Alexandria Safe Zone, which would be pretty cool. But they really don't give us a lot to work on. This is pure speculation. There's something that's going around with 10, 11, 12, 13. And I do believe that that is fan-made. It's not a leak at all. I don't believe that. It says in red, a blonde is going to shock the survivors. Totally shock them. And I'm just calling total bullshit on it. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I'd fall back a little and see what's going to happen. The reason I'm calling total bullshit is because when they were filming, around episode 13, 14, or 15. No, it's got to be around 13 or 14. Somebody saw a blonde with blood smear on her face. They saw Sasha in the guard tower, and everyone was talking about, oh, is it Holly? All the spoiler watchers, because I know a bunch of people were sending me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try to stay away from certain spoilers like that. But everyone was going nuts. Everyone was talking about, is it Holly? Is it this person? Is it that? And all the people in the spoiler community were pretty shocked about it. And if you follow spoilers, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a fan who compiled this information and put it together. Now, is it accurate? It could be. But is it leaked information? No, it's not leaked information. It's not at all. It's not inside information. Anyway, to bring this to a close, guys, what we can expect. We do know from the trailer and from a couple minor spoilers, we do know that they're going to go to a gated community. There is a big chance that Maggie will try to commit suicide. They are going to either be surrounded in a barn or a barn-like structure because of a rain, storm, something like that, or a herd of walkers. We also know they're going to run into a gay character from the comic named Aaron. In the comic, don't know if they're going to change his name for the show, but he's going to push the story forward and bring our survivors to a base. And here's something interesting. I thought about this. If Michonne is saying that they are 100 miles out, you know what I mean? Like, let's make it whatever. Her speech in the trailer. If she's talking about going to the Alexandria safe zone, which I think she probably is, how awesome would it be if you do have Aaron and Eric from the comic book? These are new characters. They have an RV that they drive out to do the scouting and the recon, and then they use the ATV that we see to get around. This way, they can get around, nooks and crannies, small areas. They can go a lot quicker. I'm sure the RV, you have to stay right on the road. You can hop into an ATV and go through some wooded areas or some badlands, you know what I'm saying? And get into the nooks and crannies. Or a shortcut. And then they could get back to the RV as their little mobile base. They can sleep there. It's a lot more protected. It's not out in the open. In the comic book, it's believable because it's a fucking comic book. You have two guys. I don't even remember seeing a friggin' tent. You know what I'm saying? And they are a good distance away from the safe zone. From the comic, it's like they sleep out there in the middle of the night. It's believable in the comic. In the show, it's not going to fly as believable where you just have an ATV, two guys. Does one stay awake and the other, and then when Aaron stays a night with the survivors, what is Eric doing if no one's going to watch his back? How does he sleep, So it makes sense for the show to have an RV. So what if, and here's just a stretch, but in Wilshire Estates, they use the RV, Dale's RV, to bust through the gate, and Rick and Tyrese, I believe, and his daughter and those four people, they jump onto the RV to get out of there. How awesome would that be to bring that back, but use the RV from Aaron and Eric? I think that's such an awesome idea. I think it's pretty clever to have them use an RV like a mobile base and get around with the ATV. That way, we bring the RV back into the picture a little bit. It makes that more realistic with Aaron and Eric's lifestyle outside of the safe zone, and it can progress the story forward because now we have an RV. You can load up the group, load up the survivors, and take them to the safe zone. You know what I'm saying? Because before I believe they had Abraham's truck still. They don't have Abraham's truck, and it looks like they're on foot. So how are they gonna, if they only have an ATV, how are they gonna get everyone to the safe zone? Use the RV from Aaron and Eric. I think that sounds pretty cool. Listen, guys, I really want to give you more. Now that the move is done, we're gonna get back into cranking out a lot of videos. I am starting to expand. I'm gonna explain more of this in the Q&A videos. So if you want to know what's going on with the channel, check out the Q&A videos because I like to talk more about what's happening as far as channel updates in the Q&A videos. So if you guys have anything else you want to add, anything I just happened to miss, lately I haven't been writing down the bullets and points. I've just been shooting from the hip on these. So if I missed anything, leave that down below. Alright guys, I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.